To this fifth race, half the program down. We have an upgrade to a good 4 now. Track here at Doomben, a good 4, and we're here for the $200,000 Carlton Mid-Tattersalls Cup over 2,200 metres. It's a Group 3, and here's Bernie and Duff to have a look at the runners as they parade. Our mounting out is brought to you by Sun Stud, home of Queensland's leading second season sire, Love Conquers All. Here's Rudy.
And what a horse he's been, Greg. Pushing 900,000 in prize money here today, and he comes through, I think, the strongest races. The key to him here today, obviously, he's got to carry 5 kilos more than Pemberley, the one to beat.
Yeah, look, he's a marvellous horse. He's a class edge on this field. He's been around the mark of late. He's holding his condition after a few hard runs. Look, he's not far off another win, but it's been 405 days since his last.
Here is Pemberley for Kieran Maher and Corey Brown.
Yeah, well, he's got a nice bit of timing about him, doesn't he, this horse? He's had, I think, 4 or 5 runs in this time out. He's going to be perhaps more forward, maybe, than Rudy, although with a smaller field, maybe Rudy tries to, stay in touch with him here, but he presents well with 54.
Yeah, he's hitting his peak at the right time. He looks well placed here. I'm gambling that he may even take control of this race by the scruff of the neck and just roll along, considering the weight of the top weight.
OK, 4 is Feltra for Brian Smith and Karen McAvoy.
I feel as though Feltra's been struggling this preparation, and some are saying, well, he's back on a drier track here today, but he had such prolific wet track form. I just wonder whether he, struggled to run those distances on the wet tracks, so maybe he's better here today. Yeah,
he was never in the race last week. I just don't... there's a lot of gear changes here. The muff's off, the blinkers on, the winkers off, but his recent form's not good enough.
Here's Merendi, number 5, Darren Gray and Michael Carl.
Well, I suspect, he perhaps wasn't up to the class of his last few runs, and this race isn't a whole lot different, but, he's a well-performed out-of-carnival horse, and maybe if he could find some of that old form, he could fill your first 4s.
Yeah, place chance at best. He just hasn't shaped up in class.
Another one for BJ is My Diamond Teen, Andrew Sprinks rides.
She's not had much luck, and even though she's an older mare, she's, found herself planted 3 deep a couple of times of late, so she's good at the distance, and BJ's a marvel, isn't he?
Yeah, look, disappointing of late, but it was off the track in the Brisbane Cup, and this race lacks depth, so a place chance.
Bernie War Baby backs up from that romp in the Provincial Stays final last week at Ipswich. Kelvin Hickmont trains, Larry Cassidy rides.
Well, she couldn't have been more convincing there in a much, much weaker race, but fortunately for her, she strikes a really small field here, which should play into her favour, but the conditions aren't as wet.
Yeah, nothing to look at. Incredible win last week on the wet. I'm not sure that she's that effective on the dry with only 1 win on a dry track.
And Jason Coyle is headed north with More Energy. Jeff Lloyd.
Yeah, look, a 6-year-old that's sort of winning your benchmark 78s, maybe a place chance.
Yeah, look, I've got it in the frame there somewhere. I thought it forgivable on a heavy 10. Previous run behind Broadside measures up OK for a place here.
Late mail, Ron Duffy.
3187. I'm just gambling on Pemberley from that outside draw. Drives across. Let's roll along in front and makes Rudy carries his weight. He's the danger, Rudy. He's got the Group 1, Group 2 form on the board. Then 8 and 7, More Energy and War Baby. 3187.
Yeah, I'm going to fly the Queensland flag here and tip Rudy. I know he's going to follow Pemberley everywhere he goes here in this small field, and you'll hear from Helen shortly. She said she doesn't mind if he leads, so time will tell. Pemberley's the obvious danger, throwing in War Baby and My Diamond Team, 1376.
OK, Chantel's behind the gates with Larry Cassidy, the rider of War Baby.
Larry, she was pretty impressive last week. Can she back up and do it again today?
Yeah, well, she's used to going round. She's had many starts this season, and her form's got better as it's gone. I just wish the track was a bit wetter. There's still a bit of give in the track, which will help. But she's honest as the day's long, and she'll give punters a good sight.
Do you lead?
Well, I'm happy if I lead if there's no speed, but I'll be right there because she's a little bit one pace, so it's no good being back and having them out sprint me.
Good luck.
OK, let's hear from Helen Page speaking with Bernadette.
Well, Helen, you've got Rudy in the Tats Cup here, the next race, and of course I think the whole of Queensland you have riding on your back.
Yeah, we should have maroon colours, shouldn't we?
He's been a master, hasn't he? Nearly 900,000 in prize money.
Yes. Look, it's a dream. He's by a Queensland sire, he's out of a Queensland bred mare. He's bred by Queensland people from Chinchilla. I mean, what a dream horse to have, to nearly win $1 million, and he's consistent. But they say he hasn't won for 400 days or something, but look at the level he's racing at.
That's right. So, to be honest, this race looks a little easier.
We'll hope so. It's a tricky race because there's only 7 runners, and they can be the trickiest races, I think, especially there's no real designated leader, do you think?
There's not. I thought Pemberley might go forward. He's the horse that you really need to stay in touch with. Is that the instructions?
Yeah, he's going to keep his eye open. If nothing goes, he's going to go.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because I thought he's fit, he's healthy, he's happy, he could lead and win.
That's what I said. If it's just going to be a sprint to finish, but with our big weight, we're going to find it hard to catch them. So I said, take off.
Why not? Good luck, Helen.
Okay, thanks, Bern. Okay.
Okay, quick market mover from Nick Quinn. Only a couple out here, Nick.
Yeah, the late money has been for Pemberley. It's now $2.70 each of 2 with Rudy and Pemberley. Those 2 account for about 80% of money invested in the race, so hopefully they can fight it out. A $5,000 bet on Rudy just coming through. There has been a bet of $1,000 each way and $1,000 straight out on Feltray, who's a $10 chance. But Pemberley looks like going around favourite. Rudy, the second elect. Should be a fascinating race. Let's get to the call from Josh Fleming.
So last check on the tote, $2.40 Rudy, $2.80 Pemberley. $7 for War Baby, even though she's double that on the QOP. So Pemberley, the last to move in, and the small field now right to go for the Carlton Mid-Tats Cup. 2,200 metres, all in the stalls at the top of the home straight. Gate 2 for Rudy. Red lights on. Oh, now up in the air goes My Diamond Team, but he's back down again. We're right now racing, and My Diamond Teen away okay with more energy. Rudy, War Baby's going forward. Feltra drifting back out very wide there. Pemberley's going up there. Morendi's going to slot in next on the outside there. So War Baby and Pemberley, the first couple of Pemberley taking up the front running role. Next over on the inside there, My Diamond Teen. Rudy is 4th and Feltra 5th on the outside from Morendi. And the last one, More Energy, about 7 lengths off Pemberley, who led by a length and a quarter from War Baby, going a wee bit keen on the outside. Likewise, 3rd, My Diamond Team. Rudy 4th on the outside. Feltra is now 5th the rail from More Energy. And Morendi's last of all, 6 lengths off Pemberley as they head towards the 15.50 up the Nudgee Road side and the Carlton Mid-Tats Cup. War Baby is 2nd. 3rd, My Diamond Team. 4th is at Rudy. 5th, the inside Feltra. More Energy 6th and 2nd last on the outside. And Morendi is 7th and last, about 7 lengths off Pemberley inside the 13.50, and Pemberley's in front by about 3/4 to War Baby on the outside. 2 lengths away 3rd, the inside there is My Diamond Teen. Rudy is ahead back 4th on the outside. A length and a half to Feltra, being kept company by More Energy on the outside, and Morendi is still last, about 7 lengths off Pemberley, who went out towards the 1,100 metres mark, about a long neck in front from War Baby on the outside, the Iron Horse. 2 lengths away 3rd, Rudy on the outside there of My Diamond Teen. A length and a half to Feltra inside, More Energy, and Morendi is still last in the Carlton Mid-Tats Cup. 7 lengths off Pemberley, who's about to up the ante. War Baby is 2nd, about a long neck away 3rd, the inside My Diamond Teen. Rudy 4th and yet to peel. 2 lengths away 2, More Energy on the outside of Feltra, and Morendi's about 3 lengths away flat-footed for a couple of strides inside the 600 metres mark. Pemberley is still just in front. War Baby on the outside. Rudy peeling out for Tim Clark to go to 3rd. More Energy comes the absolute widest. My Diamond Teen's over on the inside from Feltra, and Morendi 2.5 lengths away last of the 350. Pemberley and War Baby from Rudy on the outside. More Energy down the outside. My Diamond Team looking for the way clear. War Baby struck a clear lead here. Rudy on the outside. More Energy from My Diamond Team. Late Feltra down the outside. War Baby and Rudy with More Energy. Rudy's hit the lead late from More Energy, and Rudy's won by a neck to More Energy and War Baby. It's a photo 4th. My Diamond Team didn't have much room in the straight. Feltra on the outside. Morendi wasn't suited by the way that race developed, and Pemberley dropped out to finish at the back of the field.
Well, she cheered at home, Helen Page, and Rudy has broken back into the winners list after a long run of outs. They haven't been bad runs. It's just Rudy hasn't been able to get into the winner's stall. But today, given a perfect ride by Timmy Clark-Duff, has gained the day.
Yeah, he hit a flat spot with his big weight, but geez, his class pulled through that last few strides. Good luck to them. He's been competing at the top level, and he was just a little bit too good from there. Geez, Pemberley was awful after leading and getting control, so don't know what the story is with him.
Here is a very happy Helen with Bernie.
Helen, what a relief. What a war horse. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bernie. It's wonderful. It's great for Queensland. It's great for me. It's great for the owners, you know, and great for Rudy.
And what courage he shows under 59.5 kilos.
He did. He really lifted and kept going. But what a good ride. He started moving before the turn and put him into it so he wasn't left flat-footed. And, you know, he dug deep and kept going.
He did. Yeah. I mean, he travelled so well in the run, almost too well on a couple of occasions. He had the mouth open and he let him off the bridle and he just took a few strides to really get balanced up, didn't he?
He did. He tends to hit a bit of a flat spot on the turn. But anyway, he certainly got going at the end. So it was good.
It's great. He's a tiger and well done.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we appreciate it. Thanks.
Well, Timmy Clark rode Rudy to placings in the Doomben Cup and O'Shea, and here he is winning the Tats Cup. He's with Chantel.
Timmy, what a legend this guy is, isn't he? An old warhorse.
Yeah, exactly. He really deserved that win. He's been most consistent this prep. I've had a few rides on him now, and he always gives his best, and very rewarding to get a win on him, and I think that cracks the $1 million mark for him. So he's been a great horse for the connections.
He certainly has. He had to give the field a bit of weight. Were you ever concerned about that?
Yeah, obviously, you know, he's the class horse of the field, and you had to give him weight, but he had a lovely run, and importantly, he probably relaxed as good as he has all prep today, which was important. And it was a bit of a tradesman-like win, but he was strong on the line.
Well done, great ride.
Thank you.
Well, we have a new $1 million earner after 128,000 jumps in. On top of the 890,000, he goes past the $1 million, Rudy. The sectionals, they ran home in 34.66, 23.4 and 12.06 the last 200. Overall time 218.1.